Hello and welcome to another edition of YakAboutAYak. Today I'm going to show you a simple and effective method of filleting a bass. The first thing you want to do is to make sure that you start with a good sharp knife. Use a honing knife to sharpen your fillet knife. The first step is line up the fish, lift the dorsal fin, and pierce right at the tip of the fin to make an incision. Go right down to the bone, getting deeper and deeper each time you cut. You can hear the knife scraping along the backbone. Then do the same for the other side. Do a number of succession cuts, again getting deeper and deeper each time you cut. Put your two fingers into the incisions, and now you can cut right to the head, along the backbone. Of course, make sure to do this on both sides of the spine. Spin the fish around so that you can continue your succession of cuts along towards the tail of the fish. When you get in line with the anus, pierce your knife through and cut on a 45-degree along the backbone through to the tail. Just before the end of the cut, you want to angle the blade slightly upwards so you don't cut through the tail. Now do the same thing on the other side, cutting on a 45-degree angle along the spine, piercing the knife through around the anus, and giving a little flick up at the end. Now lift the pectoral fin and make a 45-degree cut right down to the backbone. Make sure not to cut your fingers at this stage. Flip the fish around and do the same on the other side, cutting just under the pectoral fin at a 45-degree right to the backbone. Use a piece of newspaper to give your knife a quick wipe when it needs it. Now make a series of sweeps and cut through the first set of bones. You'll know you've done that because the slicing will then just flow, just like that. What you're doing is cutting along the rib cage, and all the bones are going to stay along the spine to be discarded. Do the same now on the other side. Here, you can use your thumb and index finger to help separate the spine from the meat, and then again to help separate the meat from the stomach lining. Then slice the connecting bottom section right off. The entire head, backbone, and guts will lift away from the remaining fillet. You slice the bottom fins off, cutting in a little triangle wedge. Done. Flip it over and separate the two halves, cutting through the middle. There's a major bone right in here, so the easiest way to get rid of it is to slice it right out. There's a set of bones where the anal fins were. You want to cut those out. There's another set of bones where the top dorsal fin was. You can also clean up the meat of the fillet by cutting out the fleshy, bubble-like muscle around the anus area. And now, the fillet is ready for skinning. Let's repeat the process on the second fillet, cutting out the big bone, straight on an angle, just like that. That's the butthole, right there. So slice out the bones of the anal fins right off, along the anal muscle, and a little piece of the belly. And that fillet is ready for skinning. To skin the fillet, hold the skin with your fingernail, cutting on a 45 to start your cut, and turn the blade 70 degrees. You want to make sure you have a long enough blade, as this helps to ensure a cleaner fillet cut. Keep slicing, rocking back and forth to the end, and that's your fillet. Now right here in the middle is a set of bones. You want to make a cut on the lateral line just on the top, making sure to go through all the way. Spread it, and then cut on the opposite side. Make sure to feel along with your fingers to ensure that you got all the rib cage bones out. Or otherwise, now's the time to finish the job. It seems like a bit of a waste to cut out this center section, but unless you like eating bones, it's filled with them. Now you're left with a totally boneless bass fillet. So let's repeat and skin and debone the second fillet. Start on a 45, increase to about a 70, rocking back and forth and lifting the meat from the skin. Done. Skin totally cleaned. Again, start your center cut on the top of the lateral line. Open up, and then your second cut on the belly side of the bone line. Cut out the center section, again, which is filled with bones. Then you have your dorsal fin area to clean up. Sometimes a longer knife works a little better. And when you're satisfied, you're ready to rinse off your fillets. Make sure when you're washing that all the little loose ends are cleaned and rinsed off. Sometimes up on the back, there's a little section of fat that you didn't properly fillet on the top. But that's a good one, nice and clean. Next, see right here, just peel the little fat string away and keep rinsing off all the little crevices. The nice looking, excellent eating fillets. The silvery white stomach lining is perfectly fine to leave on. However, you can take the time to peel it away if it's not to your liking. And there you have it, a nice and effective way to fillet a bass. So hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. Be sure to hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe to see more episodes coming soon, right here on YakAboutAYak. I'm Black Sparrow. Until next time, take care.